everything happens for a reason. But the fact that, like, I don't know if it'll ever happen again, if somebody be able to do that, but the fact that, like, you go to one place and the door's open for another opportunity, and then the door's open for another opportunity, it almost never happens. Whether it's in playing, coaching, and so I never thought about it. Like, I just literally take 1 year at a time, and how I'm talking about, I'm just focused on workouts. And this year, during the year, I always try to just, focus on the team and get myself to be as competitive, as healthy, and as productive as possible on and off the field. And then after the season, you kind of look back and you reflect and you say, okay, what could I have done differently? What could I have done better? And then as you prepare for the next year, as we all probably do in life, it's like, where do I want to be at? What do I want to be doing, and who do I want to be doing it with? And like I said, this past offseason, it was a no-brainer for me. I knew that I was prepared to come down here and meet if I could. So I picked up the phone and I called Coach, and he said, let me think about it. And then they called me back and they said, let's do it. So that's kind of how it went down.
Have you got to throw to Deon Burks yet much?
No, I haven't been able to throw routes to him. We haven't really been throwing a whole. Yeah, we just been like we've been doing a lot of walkthroughs and meetings, and we've been throwing a little bit, but I haven't been able to throw with him one-on-one. But Deon is someone that I instantly was connected with when he got here. Just seeing the way he works, his energy and his positivity. He's a leader, and we both kind of just got in here, and so we're new, and we sit by each other in meetings and we talk a lot. And so I've been able to work with him a lot off the field, but just because of the nature of winter workouts and also my rehab, we haven't thrown a whole lot. But we will obviously here soon. So
you mentioned having some of your biggest games in the Cotton Bowl. Going back to that 21 game, it's one of the best statistical games of your career. What do you when you look back at that game, what do you remember from it?
There's a couple things I remember. Number one, I remember thinking that the Red River rivalry in 2021 was the most calm that I've ever felt for a football game in my entire life. Like, I felt, when you get in like a zen state, like you feel like you're almost like meditating, where like you feel like, your mood and everything is just so calm and relaxed. I remember that was.
What about that game made you feel that way?
The preparation that I had put in, and that being my first time starting in that game, I thought that I was going to be, a lot of family and friends were nervous, and I was so calm, just because like I knew that I had prepared for that game my whole life. But the second thing I remember is how loud it was in both end zones, and just like the feeling of being on the field and just how loud the crowd was. Like the student section is crazy loud. And then the last thing I remember, and I'm friends with him, so it's just fine, but man, Caleb Williams, like, it's crazy because Caleb Williams came in before halftime and had a crazy half of a game, and his performance and his Superman comeback, as they call it, it kind of almost, it doesn't erase the fact that I had 5 touchdowns, 380 yards, no interceptions, but it's almost just like, it kind of erases that, winning takes care of everything. And just his performance that day, man, it was a very crazy game and experience, and obviously that's one of the best rivalries in college football.
Last question. Your thoughts on, I guess, obviously with you being around the game for so long, so you mean quality communication. What does that add to the game, for quarterbacks, like offenses and so forth?
Yeah, I just saw. I don't watch TV much, and I keep my social media app notifications turned off. But I just saw in the last week or so on Instagram that they are allowing, or if they are proposing to allow, I don't know for sure what the final ruling was, but in-game communication with the helmets, being able to talk to coach, that's going to be a big deal. And then I heard that they're talking about allowing a 2-minute warning for college football. I don't know if that's final or not, but the game is becoming more like the NFL. The National Football League is kind of like the I guess you would say the role model for all football leagues and around the country. And so the more we can make this game and like the NFL, and we can make it more efficient and fast paced. I also think the NFL, college, and high school should be allowed to use iPads on the sideline and be able to watch film in real time. And so I think it'll be a positive. And like I said, everything's always adapting and changing. And in this new day and age, there's a lot of innovative technology and just ways to improve in a lot of different areas, and so I'm definitely excited about that, and it's going to be something to get used to for sure.
Thank you, man.
Got some NIL